Alright guys, and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. We are back after witnessing the ridiculousness that was the damn Blue Badger matchup, the jar to make it look like the shape of the Blue Badger. And I thought I did it several times, but apparently I didn't. But we did it. We finally did it, so we're about to resume the trial and see where it goes from here. This is ridiculous, this trial. Order, order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that Badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. No, Edgeworth. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well then. Please, tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? The location? I wouldn't say the murder weapon. We already know the other murder weapon was the damn prosecutor stuff. The location. Maybe the location? Let's go with location. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. Not only that, but she saw it at a very specific angle. Knowing this, where could she have seen that jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. Yup! Just like the picture I seen before that made me believe that we needed to present that jar because it was most likely the most likely item that we had in our evidence that would look like the Blue Badger. Nothing else in our evidence list looked like the Blue Badger. Looked like something that could make the Blue Badger, I should say. It's on the shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Damn, all these objections! Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. What? Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body? From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office. Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what this reason was, Mr. Wright? Not right now. I finally figured it out. Tell us, Phoenix! So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now, tell me, what could have sent that jar flying? That would have been, the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? Ah! The suit of armor! Ooh, the suit of armor! Yes! And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have been Neil Marshall wielding the prosecutor's award. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Emma accidentally pushed him into the knife sword? Is that what you're gonna say, Phoenix? Of course, the perpetrator would have no idea, but nevertheless, I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright? What's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh, damn! Oh, damn. Emma! You going to jail, Emma? You going to jail? I'm going to jail! You mean I'm going to jail? Mr. Marshall died because of me? I'm sorry, Emma, but... No! I don't want to go to jail! I'm going to jail! Thud. She faints. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. Like, oh my god, this man is a fucking genius as a lawyer. What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. Ha! If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to find or have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll just have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. If only Mia or Maya was here. Oh, I got an idea. I'm Edgeworth. Touché, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. Somehow. That's impossible. Gavel. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? Now, you know what? Now that I think about it, now the pot, you know the blood on the pot? Doesn't this look like I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name the victim may have left behind. They say it's in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. My purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There's only one thing we seek, the truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. What the fuck? Now, I'm not gonna rule out the pot. No, that's a shoe. I think it is the pot. It has to be the pot because there's nothing else that leaves a message. Oh, wait, the strip of cloth. Found in Chief Gent's safe. Evidence for something, but what? Bears Emma Sky's prints. That's not gonna prove anything. You know what? Screw it. Let's just go YOLO. We're not even gonna say present, because you can actually get the trigger without saying any words specifically. You can just say something out very loud. So what we're gonna do, on the count of 3, we're gonna say YOLO instead of present or hold it or take that. So 1, 2, 3, YOLO! This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? What? I didn't show the blue badger. Is he gonna just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on the jar. It looks like someone wiped away the blood. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Huh. There's a line here drawn in blood. So what are you saying? Is these dots were once connected lines? Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Huh. Precisely so. So all we need to do is connect these points. And the victim's message will become apparent. No! Hammer. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe those blood stains will reveal us the answer. Obviously, one of those letters looked like an A. I've got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances, the murderer's name. So I gotta connect the dots? So do I use the touchscreen? Alright, so we gotta go by what they want us to do. Really? Emma? He left Emma's name? Really? What do you think? I came up with this message. Yes. I feel like I'm teaching handwriting to a student who is all thumbs. What? I think you should make him write out, "I won't do it again" 100 times. I never was much good at handwriting. I guess I should check the court record. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor. What? I connected the fucking dots. Oh, whatever, yo. I connected the fucking dots, though. What? I can connect any of these? Can I undo it? Yeah, I can. I gotta spell Emma. So what I need to do, but the thing is, it's weird. It looks like someone can manipulate this shit. Like I'm doing it right now, but it looks like someone can manipulate this to easily spell this shit. Emma. All right. Here goes the A. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove his client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma! So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. That's weird. It was in the dark. How could he even know it was Emma? I thought it was super dark and no one could see. Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Sky. Damn. Your sister going to jail. Your sister going to jail. Your sister going to jail. See, Worthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. What? Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure this conviction. He was spazzing out. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I guess you could say that. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice. What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. Oh, this is madness! What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death! How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order! 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 I would choke everybody with my fucking beard one more again. The gavel's pounding fell on the deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. To be continued? Yep. To be continued. To be continued. Going to take a break. Alright, so guys, what I'm going to do here is save the game, take a short break, and once we come back, we'll be back with more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Check it out. Peace.